Bishop Mariann Edgar Budde fearlessly called out Donald Trump and JD Vance to their faces at a national prayer service. We say fearlessly because it was extraordinary. We talk about how when President Trump was delivering his inauguration ceremony address for 30 minutes, you had all of the former presidents sitting behind him and you're thinking, does he know they're there? But in a brief statement to conclude her sermon to the crowd, Bishop Edgar Budde said this.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples.
I mean, it was an incredible thing to watch. If Melania had had that hat on, I imagine she would have flung it at her, given the look on Melania's face, kind of like that guy out of Man with a Golden Gun. Trump was asked about what he thought of the service.
Mr. President, what did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the
What did you think of the sermon?
What did you think? Did you like it? Did you find it exciting? Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
They could do much better.
Thank you, press. Inside, inside. Thank you, thank you.
All right. I feel like I've entered the matrix or something in the whole world. The paradigm has shifted, labyrinth, if you will. When did the religious side become the left? And I've been to a few different church services, but I've never heard them talk about these issues. But you got to hand it to her. That was pretty incredible.
So this was supposed to be a religious ceremony, and instead it was, political punditry, if you will. And sorry, but if we are going to be talking about making sure that we follow illegal immigration, then I guess she needs to sit down and have that message for the heads and leaders of all the other countries around the world who really just believe in legal immigration. So I suppose her message is for the entire world, because again, this was something that he has really talked about illegal immigration. And so, kind of to hear her espouse, these
But look at those
dramatic
faces. Hang on, look at those faces.
Absolutely. I think we're a little confused as to what was happening.
It kind of looks like a mother-in-law's face at a wedding when she doesn't approve of the people getting married, is what my view was on that. But Melania's face, I think, was just incredible. And look, it is a sign that different activist beliefs have entered different institutions, including a religious institution there as well. You'd have to wonder what will happen after this. I do think that there are a lot of people who, let's talk about the viewpoint from the left and from people who, a big part of the population in the United States and indeed the world is pretty depressed right now. The great thing about the US is that this isn't a dictatorship. There is still free speech. And when Trump talks about making sure that there is free speech, that it has to go both ways.
Sure. And again, they sat through that ceremony and their opinion was they didn't think that it was great. And so that's a message, I guess, she feels that is more of, from an activist standpoint. But again, more than 77 million Americans voted for President Trump and Vice President Vance. So it's fascinating, to put that on a public display when it's kind of a distraction as to what that day was supposed to really be about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we might see more of the left head to church. Veronica, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.